Will, do you know what time it is?
Dinner time?
No. It's announcement time. And then it's dinner time. Readers,
Reviewers,
countrymen,
lend us your ears.
Hello, welcome today to the Brothers Gwynne channel. Today myself, Ed, and my brother Will are really excited and thrilled to be announcing a new epic fantasy, historical fantasy trilogy by Stephen Orion.
Yes, so before we talk about anything more, I'm going to have the cover pop up, and if I may say so myself, this is a beautiful cover.
It really is. I love the colour palette and I love the cavalry at the bottom of the book as well, and it really makes me intrigued. And I do also feel that there is a massive historical inspiration for this already. It's kind of fitting with the covers that we've seen before as well, like She Who Became the Sun, that kind of thing. It's got that historical fantasy vibe tick.
Yes, so in a minute we're going to have a message from the author Stephen Orion himself talking about the premise of this book. But first of all, this series is called The Nightingale and the Falcon. And the first book, as you saw by the cover, is called The Judas Blossom. And it is publishing on the 11th of July 2023.
So before we hark on anymore, let's go to the man himself, Stephen Orion, and find out a little bit about what the book is about.
Hi, I'm Stephen Orion. I'm here to tell you about my new series which starts next year from Angry Robot Books. The first book, The Judas Blossom, is first in a trilogy of a Persian-inspired fantasy set in 13th century. It focuses on a rebellion by the Persian people who are rebelling against the Mongol invaders. During that era, the grandsons of Genghis Khan were attempting to expand the Mongol Empire and cover the entire world. And one section, one Khanate, focuses on the Middle East, and they invaded and took over Persia and some of the other territories, and then it started to expand their borders. My story is a fictional one that takes place within this era, focusing on the local people rebelling against the Mongols and trying to destroy them from within. It borrows things from history, but also a lot of fantastical elements as well. So, The Judas Blossom is the first book in the trilogy, The Nightingale and the Falcon, and it starts next July from Angry Robot Books.
Wow, what an awesome premise, and thank you so much to Stephen Orion for doing that little video for us talking about his new epic fantasy, historical fantasy trilogy. As I said, that sounds really interesting to me. I loved The Bear and the Nightingale, the Winter Night trilogy, and a big portion of that is about the conflict with the Mongol Empire, so it'd be really interesting seeing that from a different lens in Persia, Iran, as I said, from a different lens, and I'm sure Stephen Orion will do a fantastic job of it.
Absolutely. The only negative thing is that it's being published next year in the summer.
And even now.
Yeah, but it will be a summer blockbuster, so we look forward to reading it. It's epic fantasy, which is right up our street, and also cannot wait to read about the Persian culture, which we haven't read too much of, have we?
have not.
And it is something that is really, definitely lacking in fantasy. So I really am excited about this diversity, and that we're going to, find out even more about that kind of medieval culture, which will be really exciting.
It really will. And before we get to the thank yous now and wrapping this video up, just to go over, this has been labelled as an imaginative and sprawling reimagining of the Mongol Empire's invasion of Persia. So this is historical fantasy. I absolutely love the cover and the premise, and I hope it piques a lot of your interest as well. If you're interested in hearing further updates, as we will be as well, do go follow Stephen Orion and Angry Robot on their social medias.
Absolutely. And for you Audible listeners out there, the Audible will be narrated by Roxy Faridani, who is an Iranian actress. And also, the book will have illustrations by an Iranian artist. So I absolutely love that they're doing that. Absolutely. It's such a good message from Angry Robot as well. And it's really exciting to, again, it just adds to the immersion, doesn't it? That these, it's going to have all of these pictures, and also the narration will be by someone who understands the culture of what they're reading about, which is, just adds it again to the immersion, doesn't it?
Yes, it really does. And I just want to say thank you so much to Angry Robot Books and Stephen Orion for letting us announce this new epic fantasy trilogy. It really means a lot to us, and we cannot wait to read it.
Shout out to Caroline Lamb, the awesome publicist over at Angry Robot Books.
So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're as excited for this as we are. I imagine you are. But for now, truth and courage, the Brothers Gwynne.
Truth and courage. Hopefully you read the book. I'm sure we will love it. The Brothers Gwynne.